weekly analysis on the Emini futures. We are looking into the S&P 500 index futures. Today is Saturday, April 22nd, looking into the week of April 24th. And let's start with the calendar here. And I usually skip that every other video or so because I think it's pretty straightforward. I have talked about this a lot. And going into next week, if you look at the calendar, a lot of activities here, and I'm going to just start I don't want to do show all. I would like to look at, let's say, economic, not economic event, yeah, that's the one. And let's also look at some earnings. And so if you see here, there are few events that I see that are important, and we will trade accordingly those days to keep our size small. But besides that, not much here that I think are that much important for us. So let's go back to our charts, and I want to start with the TPO profile. This is the aggregation of these each histograms. Bars are at a weekly, so you can look at that on a chart basis, on a minute basis, day, however you feel like. I want to show you a concept here that I take into consideration when I draw my levels. If you see this particular day, there is a double distribution. By distribution I mean, it is I don't think I have a free drawing tool here, but you could see that here it is like one distribution here and one distribution here. These are like natural distributions, what is called as Gaussian distributions. And this natural distributions, when you see that, that means the market first thought the value is here, but for some event the market then changed the fair value here, and usually what happens, there is consolidation after those. So these 2 days pretty much filled up this gap here. Now if you go into the last session, if you look at here, there was one, if you can see, there was 2 distributions. So one is here, that's why I put a double distribution POC 4172 kind of level. The other is this POC here, which is 4153 level. So these 2 levels are important as of now, and we will talk more about why 4197 and what other levels are from our normal technical analysis. So I am taking forward these 2 levels from these TPO charts, and let's jump to our technical analysis. And this is our 10-year weekly, and I have talked about this bear channel being broken, tested from the top and still holding. And if you see this pattern here, the W pattern, you can call it as W for win, and it's actually testing that pattern. Has tested once from here, sold off and tested the top of the bear channel, and now testing that pattern from the bottom, the W pattern. I am actually in a short now because I'm guessing here. This is what I'm guessing. Let's go to a channel here, and we will try to draw the channel like this here, like that. And if you see this channel, and if I make a poll for this, so the market sold off and market retraced back almost 100%. So it's squeezing almost 100%, and I was assuming it will test. This is a big area here. It will test from the bottom, and it is my philosophy that when it tests, like touches once and touches twice, there would be still some order, and hence I took a short. But keep an eye on the weekly wicking of this weekly body and the wicks. It falls exactly as we see from our TPO profile between those 2 range, and that's what is important for me. As of now, I am short at this 4160 level here, and we'll look at why 4160. And I have a stop right above that 4172 area, so close to 4180, around a 20-point stop. And let's look at here, and I want to clear this piece of, remove that. So when the market is from the bottom, and if there has been a strong sellers, the sellers would have really sold it off. This is the last week. If you see, this one is within the last week towards the top. So sellers are not in control. They are not able to sell off. So why did I take a short? And I took a short primarily because of that W pattern being tested from the bottom, and hence I took a short. But I am bullish, and I am guessing that the sellers will show up next week to break that pattern. So basically sell through this weekly range and test that bottom here, the 4013. Let's go and look at the daily without the extended hours. And if you look at the extended hours here, there is this gap here still that we're looking at, that is the 40 to 20. And what it did here, pretty much it's testing that area, tested that area, sold off, tried again, could not sustain, and tried to break through. And the sellers are actually pretty much trying to break through, but buyers are still in control, but sellers are trying to sell very hard here. So hence, on a swing basis, I am trying to stay with this trend of the last 4 days. So this is 418, this is 419, 420, 421. But if this area is not broken, so I'll put a price line here, right here. If that is not broken, then pretty much I am going back to take a long. But there is a gap here that needs to be filled. I think there are a few gaps down there also that needs to be filled, but the immediate gap that I see is here. So at some point of time, this is going to come and get filled up. I don't know if it is next week or sometime later, but some point of time it's going to get filled up. That's my reasoning to be in the short side as of now. But definitely I am covering that short here, 41.6, and if it breaks 41.6 and tests from the bottom, and it will test from the bottom, go up a little bit, do some stop hunting, and then sell off. If that happens, I'm going to, on that second sell off, I'm going to take a short again and target this area here, the 41.30. That's the plan as of now, and that's why I am in short. But overall, I am now bullish on the market because ES has been holding above this trend. So for me to be really, I would say bearish as of now, is that it has to sell off that 41.6 and start coming and break this down, this level here. Until it doesn't break that level, I am not bearish anymore. And if it breaks 4200, then we know for a fact that it actually broke a big level here and it is heading up. And there are multiple levels above 4220 that we'll talk when that happens. So that's all I had going into next week. As always, keep your stop losses tight, your losses small, and your profit at large. Thank you for listening.